Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Motorcycle Rescuer and this is Motorcycle Rescuer. I think it'd be unfair on you guys today if I went back to that straight away. I do want to get that cylinder off, but I think I should go back to the lexmoto. I want to downjet the carb by 2 on the Pilot. That's easy enough. Chuck it back in and see if it becomes a more normal running bike. It was fine in the top revs. It was just really iffy in the bottom. So I'll do all the normal stuff. I'll give it a quick spray through and a clean up, and I'll drop the Pilot jet. If I'm being honest, I never upjet the Pilot jets unless you're really tuning the arse out of something. You just don't need to. It's only really the main jet and the needles that you can, because they're full throttle, you see. So let me pull it out. It deserves to be finished at some point. It's been a long old project. I've got a brand new front bulb for it that should solve the kind of iffy bulb issues. And let's see if we can get this in a slightly more rideable state. Now don't get me wrong, that bike will drive now. I could take that on the motorway, it's fine, it's very, very manageable. I just don't like the slight hesitation on the first third. It winds me up and I have to kind of throttle around it, and I don't like all of that. I want the bikes to run perfectly well. So let's put it out, let's see what we're working with. Maybe I'll pop the carb off as well, because it's quick now, I've got it down. So here it is in all its glory. When it comes to its final look, the tank's going to be lower. That tank's just dumped on at the moment. It's going to be sitting lower and flush, more calf style, although it's not. It's kind of a scrambler-ish style bike. But let me get this carb off and we'll look at that jetting and a quick spray through of the air fuel screw. And we'll see if we can get back to something a bit more, well, something that feels a bit better. The rear brake is junk. I don't know why or how or what's going on. Remember, it's that weird double system, but the rear brake does nothing. Front brake is spot on. So I need to work out what's going on there with the rear brake. It could be as simple as a bit of bleeding, or as tough as changing it all back over to something else, a new system, or deleting the secondary system. So I've taken out, it's this jet here. Taken out a 38 and I've put in a 35, which might have been its original. If I went up by 3, that is way too much. I mean, that's silly. But 35 seems way more appropriate, although I might be shooting myself in the foot here and going a bit too low. But it's so quick to pop these carbs on and off, and that's what tuning's about, guys. Pop it on, warm it up, tune it, as in using the air fuel screw, which is out there. And then see how it runs for you. So let me pop all this back on. We've got fuel in there, we've got everything we need. We'll get it warmed up, hopefully, if it starts, and take it for a quick spin. That's the only way to tell if this bike's running well or not. So we're down jetted on the Pilot. Let's see if we've got enough juice to start, and then if we can get it warm, we'll look at how it runs. So still seems a bit happier with the choke off, although saying that, It's still not enjoying any revs. Let me just check that I've plugged the airbox properly. It seems better. I'm not happy with having to coax it to life. I don't like having to coax it to life. I think, sorry that was long-winded, I'll cut and trim and speed up and whatever's needed, I think now the pilot jet seems okay, first third seems okay, and then anything else, watch, first third, and then everything else not so good, so half, full. So it's choking at the higher ends now. So what I'll do is I'll pop that carb off again. I'm just running that fuel through. It just helps me when I'm taking off the carb. That seems like it's optimum setting. We're quite far out there. We're probably 3 full turns out. So I probably should have been up at 36, and I can do that now because I'm doing it again anyway. I think 36. Or I'll leave it alone actually because it's tuned, and I will down the I'll down the pilot. Interesting, but for now I'll down jet the I'll down jet the main, and we'll just see if it seems better at all. Otherwise I'm not wasting any more time on it. I'd like to put the ignition set on the AP50 because I might chuck that back on eBay, although eBay costs a small fortune nowadays. I might even put it on the marketplace. It hasn't got a number plate. I know I've stuck the other number plate on it for now, but it hasn't got a number plate. What I did do was I've found out the engine number to that plate actually, so I can check the engine numbers, although last time I think I checked and neither of them. I'm sure it was 007 on the end. Oh, that is 007. That number plate's for this bike. It was 007. So that plate is for this bike. Ooh, interesting. The bike that's rougher is the one that's more here. Right, let me get this carb off. I'll just down jet the main by 2, and that's kind of, and then I'm leaving it alone. I'll give the spark plug a quick clean, but that's it. I'm not doing any more to this because it's just not doing it, is it? It's just not doing what we want it to do, and there's no point spending weeks and weeks and weeks on something that you could change every single part and have the same issue. Going through all my jets, the last bloody jet I picked up was the 98. I think I had a 95, but 98 should be okay. No reason why it wouldn't. I think 98 is the original. Last chance for today at least. I'll pop this back on, see if it's a bit better. It didn't even want to start there, guys. You kind of had to coax it to life, even, you know, choke on, choke off. It was all very coaxy. And that's what I don't like. That annoys me. You know, you can't sell a bike like that. I mean, even if I know I can get it to life every time, I need someone to be able to press the button and it to do what it needs to do of its own accord. Let me try this 98 and we'll see if it just feels a little bit smoother or not. And I think we'll put this bike aside for now. And I do need to get the head off the GSR to be able to see what I'm doing next with that. I'd be curious as to your thoughts about the compression test, guys. Very, very, very low. Okay, guys, for your reference, this is what I've done. Down jetted the main, I thought, just in case the first one was wired badly, I've wired my own one on. So I cut off their second blue one, because you don't know under here what's going on. It could be good, it could be bad, it could have very little connection, it could have none. And that is a brand new coil lead and head. I've also pulled out the spark plug and cleaned it. So we've absolutely done everything now. It's back to its original jetting. Brand new coil, everything's kind of done now. So this is it. If it's not running well now, then it's not, then that's it. I'm going to push it aside for now. But let me put the airbox back on and we'll see how we're looking. Okay, let's have a look. You could tell the difference immediately, guys. I'm not sure what it was. It could have been that wire, it could have been the jetting, it could be anything, but that's now going through its rev range in a much happier way. I'll try and show you. So first thirds, listen. Let's see if we can do a snap to half. And out of curiosity, we'll try a full. Ooh. It's much happier. In fact, it's not much happier. That's normal. I'm going to put the side panels on. I'm going to take it for a very quick spin up and down the road, make sure it goes through its throttle range properly. If that's the case, I'm going to put on that new coil properly, strap it down, get it all done and dusted. And then I'll be testing it all this week to make sure it continues to seem like a decent bike. So this is not about final touches. This is about if the carbon bike is doing its basics of running up and down. I apologise the GoPro's not here, but I will get a GoPro run when I think the bike is more appropriately ready. Don't worry if it cuts out, I've just switched off the fuel because I want to do bits and pieces now in regards to kind of seating it, bolting it all down, putting that coil on properly. That rode beautifully, guys. That rode perfectly well under all throttle responses. That is now a good running bike. And I promise you, this morning I was ready to jack that in, and that was only an hour ago. I was finished. But really, honestly, that ran so well. That bike is ready from an engine point of view. But we do need to look at electrics and the rear brake.